Rolling start so far for the favourites, Japan, of course, but can they make amends up against Indonesia? With, of course, qualification still lingering around, of course. What's going to go on? We're going to take a little look next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today we're looking forward to Japan against Indonesia, of course, over in Groups D. That's right, we'll get to that in a second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe button back at the all things Asian Cup related, Blubber Rose related, World Football related. We're all here, boys, under one roof. Of course, both sides still in the thick of things here as they try to secure qualification. That's right, both sides with 3 points, of course. Runners-up spot still up for grabs over in Group D. We'll take a look at all of it in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. And again, if you're new, make sure you subscribe. Of course, here we go then, of course, reminding ourselves of these two nations as they lock horns on the 24th of January at the Altumana Stadium, of course. But let's take a look at Japan, of course. One of the favourites, of course, my favourite as well, to go the distance. Qualify as second round Group F winners. They secured their date on the 28th of May, 2021. 10th finals for them. 2019 was the last. They have been 4-time winners back in 92, year 2000, 2004, and 2011. And of course, the manager is Hajime Moriyasu, of course, with Takafusa Kubo, your star man. 12-5 to go the distance. I do have them winning it. And of course, they're going to have to do it the hard way, of course, after that shock loss to Iraq, of course. And it's been a very, very wobbly start. They were down to Vietnam, had to claw their way back into that one 4-2, of course, down and out against Iraq, of course, who now top the charts already themselves. I think they guarantee themselves a spot in the last 16, of course, because Japan and Indonesia cancel each other out. However, the top spot is still up for grabs, and of course Japan will take on Indonesia with, of course, all on the line. A point should be enough, you would imagine, for a last 16 qualification, but of course a defeat. And of course then you're playing the lottery with the last 16 third place teams, of course. But let's remind ourselves of Japan. Suzuki between the six, Itora, Tanjuri, Maseda, Tomiyasu, Ito, Minamino, Endo, Matoma, Asano, and Kubo to say. But a few like some Ritchie Doan on the bench as well. We got Ryo Hatate, some key individuals that should also feature as well. What about Indonesia? A bit of a surprise package coming into this one. Qualified as third round Group A runners-up. Secured their date on the 14th of June 2022. Fifth finals for them. 2007 was the last, but they've never made it up the group stages. Shin Tae-yong, though, your manager. Sandy Walsh, your star man. 350 to 1 to go the distance. Of course, group stages is where I thought. All right, then, Indonesia coming to us on the back of that monstrous win against Vietnam. Lastminute.com drama there, of course, getting themselves massive 3 points. It is the game that they couldn't afford to lose. Of course, they did pick up their loss against Iraq, who have been the surprise package of this group, probably one of the surprise packages of the tournament thus far. Setting themselves up, though, with a hit and hope, really, against Japan. If they can get anything out of that game, that really boosts their chances. But, of course, 3 points right now puts you in that discussion for a last 16 berth, whether it is as a third place team or not. Let's take a look at the squad then, shall we? For Indonesia, we've got Ari between the sticks. We've got Bagat, Makuluman, Amat, Rido, Jenna, Ramadani, Suleiman, Ferdinand, Sturk, and Saruri, of course. Don't forget Sandy Walsh as a contender to start. Of course, these two sides, unfamiliar foes, of course, heading into this one. Never played each other, of course, in my eyes anyway. Japan, though, of course, their unbeaten run has come to a crashing halt. 83% form for them heading into this one. Indonesia, on the flip side, 25% form for them right now. Just one win in the last 6. Of course, prior to the tournament, they picked up a 5-0 loss to Iran. Meanwhile, of course, Japan coming into this on that incredible streak, but it has come to a crashing halt following on from that defeat against Iraq. But what about the bookies odds right here, right now? The bookies odds coming at you. We have Japan 22 to 1 on for the victory. Red hot favourites, of course, should win this game. Indonesia are 33 to 1, of course, to win this game. 40 to 1 is the draw, of course. The public vote is still fresh in out there. Only been out there just a day. 79% gone with Japan, 80% gone with Indonesia, and the draw is at 3% at the moment. What about me, though? Of course, I'm going with Japan. Of course, we are. We're going to back them, of course. They've been a bit shitty so far, and of course, they need to really showcase the world that they are not only one of the best, if not the best nation in Asia, but of course maybe one of the top 8, top 4 nations in the world, of course. That's, of course, where we're at with Japan. So far, very much below par, despite them still being in consideration to still win this group. They've got a lot of work to do. They've got to beat Indonesia and hope Iraq, don't win or have a nightmare against Vietnam in their match, which of course is likely to not be the case. But of course, I think Japan will be too good, too strong for this group, or at least this game anyway. 3-0 win for them to get themselves through to the last 16 in one shape or another. And of course, I think there's a bit of a blessing for them in regards to South Korea in the other group. Of course, it was looking that Japan and South Korea could meet. But now, of course, South Korea also had a bit of a bump in the road in their own qualification phase. But that's, of course, a story for another day. We'll talk about that some other time. But until then, subscribe, thumbs up, calls. Catch you later for the next one. But until then, we're done.